Welcome to Sideline View. We're here on location at Adamson Field in Brainerd. I'm Mike Bialka, sports editor.
Jeremy Millsop, sports writer.
And maybe we'll start out this week, Jeremy, talking about Warrior softball. You covered their doubleheader yesterday. They had a sweep. Nikki Henderson had another big day, which is always seems to be the case. So tell us a little bit about that.
Both on the mound and on the plate. She was kind of the key to the sweep yesterday against St. Cloud Apollo. First game, Brainerd won 11-1. They racked out, I believe it was 10 hits in that first game. Seven run, fourth inning kind of sealed the deal for them. Everyone seemed like was hitting the ball pretty well. Second game was close though. It was only 4-0. Anderson allowed just 2 hits, but she hit, I think, 2 people on that one. She had 5 people all told, and she wasn't too sad about that. She's like, hey, that's my plate, get off it.
Keeps the hitters honest.
Yeah, she kept them honest, and there was a lot of bags of ice being issued because she throws pretty hard. So she played really well. Brainerd's now won 23 straight conference games. They're on a roll, and they know it, and they want to continue that conference streak, and so they're pretty happy with it, and they're playing well. And Zahar mentioned something yesterday that this year's team is pretty versatile. A lot of girls can play a lot of different positions. A lot of girls can come in and out of the lineup and hit or run. A lot of aggressive base runners they have this year. So it seems like a complete team, and they're playing pretty well right now.
It seems like they've filled in everybody that graduated. They've filled in those positions, and you've got your pitcher back who's headed for the Gophers. So they really haven't missed a beat, and they look like they're on their way if things keep going. Weather on Tuesday played havoc with a lot of the area schedule, particularly baseball. I know Warrior baseball was at St. Cloud Apollo. It was supposed to be for a doubleheader, and they had a big storm roll through there, so they got in 3.5 innings and suspended the game. So they'll have to make that up where it was stopped here in the next couple weeks. But there were a few area baseball games that got in. One of CLC got a doubleheader in. They finished their regular season. They split with the St. Cloud State JV at Mills Field on Tuesday night. So they're actually going into the division playoffs this weekend. They got to go to Riverland, which is in Austin. They play them 2 games on Friday, and then if necessary 1 on Saturday. But Pat Held was talking about how they've played, this will be the 9th and 10th games for sure, possibly 11 that they played in Austin this year, and that they may have played more games in Austin than they did in Brainerd this year. So it's kind of an oddity there.
John Madden's from Austin, by the way. I'll throw that out there.
That's right. So is Renee Richardson.
Yes.
And so is Hormel, I
Yes.
guess. So.
Go
And,
spam. Go spam.
Go spam. And then CLC softball will finish their season this weekend. I think they go up to the, it's called the Jenny Geyer Invitational Tournaments at Grand Rapids, and then their season will end. A couple of things wrapping up here. Obviously, a lot of things gonna be going here for another good solid 6 weeks. So, got some golf to talk about. Had some really good scores here in the last just a week by Nick Forsberg from Staples Miley, Michael Strain, Tommy Olson, Michael Foley. Tell us a little bit about that.
Scores are finally coming down. The weather warmed up, and the temperatures go up, and the scores go down. It seems like I don't know how many total rounds that they've played, but Nick Forsberg has not shot above 74. He hasn't broken 70 yet, but he's between 70 and 74 in every one of their invites. Michael Strain has he's nipped them twice in a scorecard playoff, so I'm sure there's some friendly competition going on there. I know those two played a lot of golf together, so it's a friendly competition, and it's all for the team. And the Staples team is shooting some phenomenal scores. They're below 300 twice now, and that's hard to do. And then they're doing it, and they have. It seems like they have 6 really good players right now, and they have depth, which is key for golf because you can have a bad day. I have a lot of bad days, but they can have a bad day every once in a while.
I would love to shoot 72 for 9 holes. So.
Exactly. So they're playing well, and Brainerd, the return of Michael Foley, the emergence of Tommy Olson, who's playing really well right now. Stockton and Aaron Rich have been there for. They've been shooting low for a couple rounds too, so they have some numbers, and they're playing pretty well right now. I don't know where they stand in the conference, but they should be high up there because they're playing pretty well right now.
I know I saw the St. Cloud Tech Brainerd tennis match last Friday at Tech, and just to point out, Lenka Zelinska, the foreign exchange student from Slovakia, took the Coach Bruce Thompson thinks his #1 player in the section is Riley Bates, took him to 3 sets and got beat, I think, in the last set 7-5. I mean, she's definitely worth a look playing singles. I mean, she can hit the ball better than anybody I think I can ever remember here. I mean, man, it's just all on a dart, and excellent playing #1 singles now, and she looks like she's got a chance maybe to advance to the state tournament there.
Really?
And then track, one of the big things last week was Jackson Walters, who's just having a phenomenal year. He tied a 42-year-old school record set by Chuck Miller back in 1970 in the 110 hurdles. He did it at the Hamlin Elite Meet. I understand that the number one guy in the state, Jackson's been number 2, wasn't there. So, but hopefully they'll get a chance to go against each other in the state meet here in about 6 weeks or so. So that's kind of a wrap up of the area stuff. Anything else you can think of for this week?
Just a shout out to Brett Sturgeon from Pequot Lakes softball coach. He got his 200th win. He's got quite a few more after that. But the Pequot Lakes softball team, they are undefeated and they are really good. So watch out for them later this spring and summer, and they could go someplace. I know Katie White, their pitcher, is the athlete of the week for me, female athlete of the week this week for me. So they're on fire. They're hitting the ball and they're pitching. So.
I should also mention Jenny Meesing, too, has just been swinging a phenomenal club for the Warrior girls team. She's been medalist, I believe, twice now in the last week or so. So some really, really excellent golf being played in the area, none of which will ever be by me. So it's fun to watch. I have a lot of respect for people who can play that game well. It's got to be one of the hardest things ever to do. So
even harder than hitting a fastball? Or a
curveball? It could be.
What's harder, fastball
every
or
once in a while you
curveball?
can get a mistake there, but with golf, it's all you. It's stationary, so it's a little harder to do. So.
Do you want to talk about the Warrior Banquet? I know that was
yeah.
a Monday night. A couple Hall of Fame people made it in.
Hall of Fame is always really a moving moment. Chet Stevenson this year, Lisa Renicky, Sean Kennedy, who unfortunately was in Europe, couldn't make it, and Justin Grunwald. It was just really I know one of the coaches came up and just said, this is really a phenomenal class, and it really was. All 4 very deserving. And Charlie Campbell, in his first stint as activities director, did a fine job emceeing the banquet, and then of course capped off by Tommy Olson and Chelsea Manton getting the Warrior Athletes of the Year. So it was a good night all around by everyone, I think. So, and a great meal too, which is always important.
I heard it was a good meal. I think I read that somewhere.
Yeah. So I guess unless we have anything else, we'll wrap it up for this week. Hopefully we'll talk to you next week. We're shooting next week for Brainerd International Raceway, so hopefully we'll see you then. Thank you.
Thank you.